Hi guys, and welcome to another unboxing video from Tabled Podcast. This is a box of Samurai Warriors from Wargames Factory. This will form part of the Nippon army that I'm in the process of creating. So, start off quite simply by looking at the box, where you've got some examples of the models themselves. Move the bases out of the way. First thing to note about these, and I was very impressed with this, is how these sprues stack together. This may not look like much, but these are quite fragile models, and because of the way these stack, it means that if your parcel gets squashed in the post, if your postman stands on it or anything like that, your models themselves aren't actually going to break. I've just got a sprue out. So, first impression of looking at the sprue is that there are a lot of very tiny bits on here. I've grown used over the years Games Workshop's plastic models, which are obviously 28mm heroic scale as opposed to these, which are 28mm true scale, so they're slightly bigger anyway. And also, I think Games Workshop tend to make the parts slightly larger to make them more child friendly. So if you look at the katanas up here, these are very, very thin. It's going to be quite a struggle to put these guys together. Something else I noticed from the initial look at them that I had earlier when they came in the post, the back flags, which I think are technically called sashimonos, or at least that's what they're called in the Nippon books. I'm assuming that's where they've got it from. I don't know if you can see, but they have a little nub on them, which makes it look like there should be a space on the backs of these guys that nub will slip into to fit in to hold it. That's not actually the case. There's actually nowhere on the backs of these models for these things to fit into. So I don't know if it's going to be a case of drilling a little hole, or if I'm going to have to cut that bit off and just glue them straight onto it. The other thing that's worth noting is that this came with no instructions. All I've got is the pictures that I've shown you on the side of the box, which does mean I'm looking at these and I'm looking at some of the items on there, and I'm wondering actually what they are. These are quite obviously the spears. These are the katanas. These are, the name's just completely gone from my head, the short Japanese swords that they also used to fight with. They're quite obvious. But then you move up to here. They might be bows, possibly. They might be something else. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember it saying that they came with bows. These, I think, from looking at it, are meant to be the sheathed weapons that you can stick onto their sides. But again, I'm not 100% sure about that. I've got 10 sets of arms for 5 guys on this sprue, and at the moment I have no idea which arms I'd want to use for models holding the katanas. I know I can model them so that they're holding them two-handed, which is how I think I want most of them to look. If nothing else, in the Nippon Army book that I'm going to be using these in, which is a fan army book for Warhammer, if they use them two-handed, they get a parry save. So I need to figure that out from very little in the way of instructions. It looks to me, again, like I need to assemble the body first and then stick the legs around the body. But again, there's no instructions, so I'm going to have to play around with that. You've then also got a few extra bits which are meant to be used as decoration in the helmets. So we've got a few sets of horns, a fan, laurel wreath, and some more horns. Again, these are very tiny. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I'll be using these on most of the models. I think this will be far too fiddly for me. I tend to struggle with assembling the smaller models at times. What I do think I will be doing though, because I need a standard bearer and a musician, is I'm somehow going to see if I can put the fan into one of the guy's hands and have that guy as the musician, and then I'll be using one of the spears with something else attached to it as a standard bearer. So our overall first impressions, the main thing is very small and very fiddly. I'll see what they're like when they actually start gluing these guys together. But somebody I know who's assembled some had already warned me that they could be quite fiddly, so we'll see how they go gluing them together. I'd have liked to see a set of instructions, even if it was just a single page, just to help give me an idea where everything should go. But it's just going to be a case of trial and error. So the next thing to do is to start clipping some of these guys off. I'll get to see then what the mould lines are like. I can't obviously see many at the moment, which is nice, and I'm assuming with them being a lot smaller than a Games Workshop 28mm model, the mould lines themselves aren't going to be as obvious, so I might be able to get away with leaving a few of them on. I don't particularly fancy scraping a mould line off one of those swords. I think I'll just go straight through it. But so next video in this series, I'll stick a few of these guys together, get them on some bases, and then I'll do another review of the process of assembly of them, so you can get an idea of how they go together and what they're like. And then after that, once I've got some of them painted up, I'll do another quick video so you can see what they look like with some paint on them. Okay, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and as ever, if you've liked this video, remember to click the like button and the subscribe button down below as well. Just remember to subscribe to us so you can see all our other videos as they come out. Okay, thanks a lot guys, see you later.